feminists want a world where women and men have equal access to their rights. So we want a world where men and women equally share the power, the resources and the glory. We want a world where women no longer suffer from violence at the hands of their male relatives and colleagues. We want a world where women are economically independent and empowered, and where all of the work they do is valued, because now, today, as you know, much of the work that women do is not even paid for or valued. Today, women do something like 66% of all the work in the world, they earn less than 10% of the income, and they own less than 1% of the land. Massive fundamental systemic changes need to be made to address that. I think it really helped for me to reinforce the need to connect with different kinds of movements and different kinds of spaces. So it's about how we connect across different organisations and movements, kind of breaking out of our silos to understand the need for systemic transformation, not only at the political level, but at the organisational level and at the personal level. So I was really lucky. I spent a couple of days with the young participants here at their retreat, a few hours away from Johannesburg. So listening to the challenges that they face in organising civil society, or even in their roles of being taken seriously within their own organisations, hearing some of their challenges was really, really exceptional opportunity. I've also really enjoyed being here with people from all over the world. You know, my background is very much working at a global level, and more recently I've taken a role within the European Union, and it just reinforced the need for those connections globally. So where is the space for the European women's movement within the global civil society space and within the global women's movement? Secondly, I think what I've learned or reinforced perhaps in my understanding is the need to make sure that we are really challenging ourselves to form a new kind of activism, a new kind of movement, to perhaps put less emphasis on the institutional engagement, which has really typified our work to date, into more transformative movement spaces. I think it's important that we bring a much stronger feminist perspective into all of the conversations that we're having about the future of this global citizens movement. We've been discussing here how difficult it is to bring a feminist discourse and even a challenge into even these very progressive spaces, and we've been reflecting why that should be. So we think that it's important to reflect on whatever future direction this takes, how we create a more feminist perspective. One way would be through linking a massive mobilization of women's movements coming together in New York at the beginning of March around the review of the Beijing Platform for Action 20 years on, to mobilize there the women who will be going to the World Social Forum in Tunis, perhaps to see how we can bring a more collective feminist spirit into the World Social Forum, for example. Another might be setting up some kind of charter for how to organize these kind of global citizens events, even online, to make sure they're as inclusive as possible. Of course, of women, but also of other groups and so people with disabilities and sexualities as well. So have a kind of inclusivity charter that could really enable this movement to be something that's genuinely transformative and inclusive.